Is that a tumbleweed in the ocean? Where's the wind coming from? Someone kick the tunes.
And we're back! I'm Gayfesh, and today we'll be talking Star Trek Picard, Season 3, Episode 1, The Next Generation. But before we get started, make sure to like, subscribe, and ring the bell. I must confess, I have been quietly dreading this season. The first two seasons were really inconsistent with pacing and plot. It kind of felt like the writers were bashing together a bunch of Star Trek action figures and just writing down whatever came out. But so far in this season, the characters that we've run into at least have a logical reason to be here, and it's clear they'll take their time to bring back the whole cast. And while I'm discussing continuing issues from prior seasons, I haven't enjoyed a lot of the production design. The Starfleet ship interiors each season are all hard floors, sterile glass surfaces, and dark lighting, completely unwelcoming and unrealistic, particularly for a season that is billing itself as essentially TNG Season 8. I'm left missing the even TV lighting, carpeted floors, and luxury cruise aesthetics of the Enterprise D. In addition, the writers seem to not understand the difference between a refit and a new ship. Just like the Stargazer last season, we're supposed to believe that the Titan is actually the same ship as the one we saw in Lower Decks. But it's been so drastically altered, I do not believe Starfleet would do that rather than simply build a new ship. It feels like Terry Matalas wrote in the Titan and wanted it to look like the TOS Enterprise without knowing that the ship had already been given a model, so he just had Riker give a refit line rather than change his plans. And I could suspend disbelief and just say, it's still a new ship. But the Titan's new captain makes reference to purging some of Riker's jazz music from the ship's computer when he took command. So it had to have been the same vessel.
I'm usually the one to nitpick. Haven't you gone on record as saying canon is not as important as telling a good story?
Sure, but you have to tell a good story. And as far as I can tell, the inclusion of the Titan is pure fan service. So, it would have made more sense to bring the cartoon model to live action. But I'm open to being proved wrong as to why they need to do these weird inconsistencies. It's a little difficult to give a full impression because the way TV shows are written now, I am still basically in the equivalent of the first 12 minutes of a feature-length film. I know Matalas left showrunning duties in Season 2 so he could get started on developing Season 3, and I can only hope he took that extra time to give us a coherent planned story from start to finish. But so far, I have no way to tell if that will be the case. With that, let's get into the plot, so spoilers ahead. There are two major plot threads, which may or may not coalesce into the same villain. First off, Beverly Crusher has apparently cut contact with the entire Enterprise crew for the last 20 years, but her ship is being pursued by aliens, so she sends a coded distress signal to Picard's old comm badge, asking him for help, but without involving Starfleet. Picard enlists Riker's help, and the two of them bluff their way onto the Titan to get it close enough to Beverly that they can steal a shuttle. Seven's the first officer of the ship, going by Annika Hansen now, but that's clearly because the captain of the Titan is prejudiced against ex-Borg. And when he sniffs out that they're up to something, she violates his orders and gets them out of Federation space anyway. They find Beverly's ship, where she is injured and in a stasis pod, and discover that she has a son aboard, looks to be early 20s. Just then, the aliens return to attack again. The other plot thread involves Rothy going undercover for Starfleet intelligence, investigating a stolen weapon that basically is like someone modded the game Portal and maxed out the portal radius. It's used to destroy a Starfleet outpost, and that's all we've got so far. Oh yeah, and she's got La Sirena now, which seems inconsistent because they didn't bring that forward in time from last season.
But that was an alternate timeline's La Sirena.
Yeah, but when they fixed the timeline, they still had to be manually sent to the future, and Q had to intervene to resurrect Elnor, which implies anything that went back in time was not restored with the rest of the timeline. I don't know, it's not the most important thing, just another inconsistency. So what did you think of this episode? Why did Beverly cut ties with everyone and become an action hero who vaporizes people in the back? Let me know down below.
$10 says that kid isn't Jean-Luc's, and that's why Beverly ran off.
You're on. Be sure to like, subscribe, ring the bell, and share the video with your friends. Subscribe to my Patreon to get shouted out in future videos. Check out my Bandcamp for banging tunes, including all the tracks you heard in this video. Follow me on Twitter at GayestFesh, and don't forget to check out my podcast, The Rest of Both Worlds, where I go through Star Trek The Next Generation with a friend who's never seen it. Thank you to all my patrons, with a special shout out to pfftlecakes. Your support is greatly appreciated. See you all in the next video.